نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فقد قال الله تعالى أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر صدق الله العظيم. All praise belongs to Allah, the sustainer of the worlds. Endless and countless blessings and salutations upon the best of creation, Janabi Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, his noble family and his respected companions. We're almost towards the end of Ramadan. 20 din guzar gaye, 10 din reh gaye. It's astonishing to realize 20 days have already flown by, leaving us with just the final 10 days ahead. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes oath of time. By time, indeed, man is at loss. Zamani ki qasam. It is a phenomenon which only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala truly knows and understands. It doesn't care for anybody. Time moves forward regardless of our feelings. If we choose to spend our time wisely and productively, that's well and good. However, if we let it slip away, that time is lost forever. Once this month of Ramadan is over, we won't be able to experience this Ramadan again. The clocks can never be turned back. This is why Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, whoever misses one sawm, one fast of Ramadan, just one day, he keeps the rest of the remaining days, he just misses one fast, without any concession or without being ill, then La yaqdihi siyamud dahr. If he were to fast for the rest of the life trying to gain the reward he has lost in one fast, he will not be able to do so. This is value of time. When there is for taking, we must take it. This is why Imam Hassan al-Basri rahimahullah said, O son of Adam, you are nothing but a mere collection of days. अगर हम अपने आप से पूछे हमारी हकीकत क्या है, हमारा वजूद क्या है, तो हकीकत यही है कि हमारा वजूद चंद दिनों का नाम है, चंद दिनों का मजमुआ है. Say for example, if you were to live on this earth for 30,000 days, then this is who we are. We are a bunch of 30,000 days walking around. Guess what? إِذَا ذَهَبَ يَوْمٌ ذَهَبَ بَعْدُكَ. When one day passes, a part of you has gone forever, never to be returned. We are now nearly 3 weeks into Ramadan. And during the second week, many individuals or many of us encounter what is often referred to as a mid-Ramadan slump. This is a phase typically follows the initial surge of enthusiasm and excitement or the starting of Ramadan, and then just occurs before the final effort to fully embrace the blessings of Ramadan. It's as if we were taking things for granted that we will experience the last 10 nights, witness Laylatul Qadr, and celebrate Eid al-Fitr, forgetting that each day is a precious opportunity that may not come again. So to overcome this slump, it's essential to remind ourselves that time is fleeting, and we should fully engage in the spirit of Ramadan, especially as we approach those crucial final 10 days. Tomorrow, inshallah, we'll enter the most blessed and anticipated phase of Ramadan, the last 10 nights. A sense of anticipation fills our hearts, knowing these are the nights Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has favored with immense blessing, especially the possibility of Laylatul Qadr. In the final 10 days of Ramadan, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam would intensify his acts of worship and reduce other activities. It's essential for us to create a plan and outline our goals for this sacred phase. If we've been lagging in our recitation, now it's time to step it up. We should aim to give small amount of charity each day to maximize our rewards and enhance both the quantity and quality of our prayers. It's also important to limit distractions, particularly our use of social media, and to avoid idle chatter, as we often lose track of time in unproductive, useless conversations. As we approach the final 10 nights of Ramadan, it's essential to elevate ourselves to the standards we aspire to reach. We should uplift those around us to make the most of this blessed month, reminding ourselves, our family and friends, that Ramadan will soon come to an end. The rewards for a single Taraweeh prayer a page of Quran recitation, or even saying Subhanallah and Astaghfirullah are far greater than we can imagine. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala multiplies the reward in this blessed month. Once Ramadan concludes, we won't have the opportunity to perform those 20 rakats of Taraweeh or receive the same levels of blessing. Therefore, it's crucial that we fully embrace this time and maximize our efforts. Imam Shafi rahimahullah was once asked regarding the Sufya Ikram. Imam Shafi rahimahullah said, I learned many things from them. And one thing I learned from them is the saying, Al-waqtu sayf. Time is a sword. Waqt ek talwar hai. And if you don't cut it, it will cut you. What it means, this means if we fail to utilize our time effectively, we risk losing precious moments of our lives that we can never reclaim. As we navigate through the remaining days of this blessed month, it's crucial to ensure that every moment is dedicated to remembering Allah and drawing closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We should strive to maximize our rewards of fasting, recognizing that time left is limited and we must act decisively. Often, we fall into a trap of waiting for motivation, thinking we'll act when we feel inspired. However, true progress comes from discipline, committing to our goals, regardless of our feelings. We must remind ourselves that we need to act because we made a decision to do so. This disciplined approach is essential for our growth, which is why setting clear targets is so important. The Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was known to pay special devotion to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala during the last 10 days of Ramadan. Hazrat Aisha radiyallahu ta'ala anha narrates that Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to exert himself in devotion during the last 10 nights to a greater extent than any other time. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the last 10 days of Ramadan, he would tie his lower cloth. This is a metaphor like we say, we pull our socks and we roll up our sleeves, finishing line is in sight. And the successful one is not he who starts Ramadan strong. The successful one is he who ends Ramadan strong. Because Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in hadith of Sahih al-Bukhari, innamal a'malu bil khawatim. Indeed, actions are judged according to their endings. A person can have a beautiful life, but if it ends bad, this is what he will be judged on. A person who spends his life in a masjid, but if he dies in a church, all is gone to waste. Another person can spend their life in the church and whatever misguidance they do, but in the last moments or the last days of life, if he comes into the masjid, he comes to Islam, he worships Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the best of his ability, he asks Allah for forgiveness for his 70 or 80 years of sins, and he goes in that state, he is successful. Right now, our priority should be to get organized and create a solid timetable that includes our goals for Quran recitation, ZIKR askar, and making abundant dua, especially during the time of sahur and iftar, as these are the moments of acceptance. We need to fully embrace these opportunities, particularly on Jum'ah and between Asr and Maghrib time prayers, when our prayers are especially powerful. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the King of all, the owner of all, who holds the hearts of people in his hands and can guide them as he wishes. Ask him to make you a better person, a better Muslim, to forgive your past mistakes and to strengthen you for the future. Once Ramadan concludes, we will long for these precious moments, the acceptance of our dua, the heartfelt sajdas and the recitations. While they may still be present, the experience will never be quite the same. Allah Pak हम सबको वक्त की कदर करने की तौफीक अता फरमाए और माल सालिह पर इस्तकामत नसीब फरमाए व आखिरु दाअवाना अनिल हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन।